Today we're in John 15, and Jesus is going to continue the pep talk to his disciples that he started way back in John chapter 13. And in this chapter, he's going to talk about their mission on earth, their purpose. And he uses this metaphor. He says, I'm the true grapevine, and the Father is the gardener. Now, when you think about a grapevine, you think about fruit, so keep that in mind, right? He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit so that they will produce even more fruit. Okay? So keep this in mind as we scroll down and as we read more. He says, yes, I am the vine and you are the branches, and those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And so we see, again, this idea that if you stay connected to me, then you'll bear fruit. And as we scroll a little bit further, he gets even clearer about this. He says in verse 16, you didn't choose me, I chose you, and I appointed you to go and, sure enough, here it is, produce lasting fruit, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. And then he says in verse 17, this is my command, love each other. Now I want you to just pause right here and make sure that you understand what he's talking about. Now certainly he could be talking about the fruit of the Spirit that we're going to read about later on in our readings. But I think he's really talking about the fruit of disciples who make disciples. That if you're a disciple, you should make disciples, right? It's you produce your own kind. So Jesus produced us, and then we produce more people who are like us. And I think that's really what he has in mind here. I think he's talking about what we would call disciple making, that we're all supposed to go out and help others to pursue God, right? We talk about that in Foundations Truth number 3. I'll put a link to that right here. But this is a critical part of the Christian journey, of the Christian faith in the definition of Jesus, which is the most important definition of all. That if you're a follower of Jesus, it's not just about praying some prayer or getting baptized. It's also about making disciples, right? That's what this passage is talking about. And then Jesus talks about the fact that they're going to go out there and the world's going to hate them and it's going to be difficult for them. But he says this in verse 26, I will send you the advocate. There it is again. We saw this in the last chapter. The Spirit, the Holy Spirit of truth. He will come to you from the Father and will testify all about me. He said in verse 27, but you also must testify about me, right? Because you've been with me from the beginning. So just notice as you read this for yourself, notice how this whole chapter is about being on mission for Jesus, going out and helping people pursue God. And again, if you want to learn more about how to help someone pursue God, I encourage you to check out the link that I'll include here with this on that specific topic, because this is so central to what it means to be a Christian. We should bear fruit. We should make disciples. That's what Jesus is talking about here. So you're ready to read John 15? We'll see you tomorrow for chapter 16.